Good day, everyone. How are you today? So, I hope you are okay and excited for today's lesson. By the way, my name is Jolison Invilieros and I'm the first presenter in our group. So, the topic that we will be discussing today is all about the demands of society from teachers as a professional. So here are the learning outcomes that we need to attain to this topic. So we have to discuss the meaning of the teacher as a professional, explain what society demands from the teacher as a professional, and explain the professional competences that a teacher should possess. Teachers spend at least 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and 10 months of the school year with students. Practically, considering the 8 hours sleeping time at home, teachers spend more time with the students than parents. So, ang mga magulang ay nag-expect sa mga teacher na maraming matutunan ang kanilang mga anak sa pag-aaral. Dahil mas mataas ang oras na iginugugol ng mga bata sa paaralan kaysa kanilang mga magulang. So that's why parents expect so much of teachers. Teachers have tremendous or extremely good or impressive power to influence students. Society as a whole expects much from teachers and school. So hindi lang puro sa academic ang tinuturo ni teacher sa school, kundi kasama na rin dito ang pagtuturo ng mabuting asal at paggalang sa mga bata. Hindi lang hanggang turo lang. Dapat pinapakita rin ni teacher kung paano maging mabuti sa kapwa para ma-impluwensyahan o ma-motivate din ang kanyang mga estudyante. The teachers play the vital role in the school and the society as well. They play the most important role in the learner's learning. As a teacher, you must bring out the best in your students and motivate them to achieve greatness. Schools are expected to work with and for communities, and so are teachers. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers cites the state, the community, school officials, non-teaching personnel, and learners as groups of people with and for whom a teacher works. So a teacher works with different groups and so plays different roles like tutor, nurse, in case na may mangyari sa estudyante like minor cuts, pwedeng gamutin ni teacher using first aid. They are also guidance counselors, community leaders. So according to School of Education, teachers are leaders all day. Teachers lead by example in the way they act, speak, and behave. They lead their students through challenging activities and rigorous learning. Then, they take on additional teacher leadership roles inside and outside the classroom. Teachers are also resource speakers, of course, and consultant rolled into one. Indeed, much is demanded of teachers. From his or her title teacher, to teach well is what society primarily demands of teachers. The learning of the learner is the teacher's main concern. So in this lesson, let us focus on this societal primarily expectation from teachers, good teaching. Research says that teacher is the single most important factor in the learner's learning. The effective teacher makes the good and not so good learner learn. On the other hand, the ineffective teacher adversely affects the learning of both good and not so good student. The teacher is the key to student achievement. How does that happen? Since we are the key to student achievement in the future, we have to prepare ourselves to become the best and the brightest, the most caring, competent, and compassionate teachers. The best and the brightest are those that possess the competences expected of professional teachers. The teacher as a professional. Teaching fulfills the elements of a profession, and so a teacher is truly a professional. A professional is one who went through long years of preparation to earn a teacher education degree by the Commission in Higher Education, after which he or she hurdles a licensure examination for teachers or LET, administered by the Board for Professional Teachers with the supervision of a Professional Regulation Commission. So, we cannot be a professional teacher when we will not pass the licensure examination for teachers or LET. So kung gusto natin maging professional teachers, then pagsikapin natin para makuha yon. By passing the LET, he or she obtains a license which he or she is obliged to renew every 3 years on condition that he or she can show proof of continuing professional development. As a professional teacher, he or she is expected to abide by the Code of Ethics for professional teachers. Violation of the Code of Ethics can be ground for the revocation of license. This ensures that as a professional teacher, he or she practices his or her profession with technical and ethical and moral competence. This is exactly how the Code of Ethics of professional teachers define the professional teacher. The teacher is a licensed professional who possesses dignity and reputation with high moral values as well as technical and professional competence. He or she adheres to, observes, and practices a set of ethical and moral principles, standards, and values. The demands from the teacher as a professional. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers spells out the demands of the state, community, higher authorities, and school officials and parents from teachers. You will discuss them in detail in the chapter solely devoted to the Code of Ethics. In the first place, the word teacher suggests that the main responsibility of the professional teachers is to teach. The teacher's primary customer is the learner. So let us concentrate on effective teaching, the professional teacher's primarily responsibility. There are a number of models or frameworks of effective teaching. In our country, we have the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or PPST. These PPST are standards of good teaching, which will also be discussed in the succeeding lessons. In addition, we shall present 4 evaluation models of effective teaching here. Models of effective teaching. Let us take a look at models of effective teaching, which also serve as basis for evaluation of teaching. So we have first the Robert Marzano's Causal Teacher Evaluation of Model. So this model has 4 domains. So we have first the classroom strategies and behaviors. It involves routine events such as communication, learning goals, and feedback, and establishing rules and procedures. It involves addressing content by helping students interact with new knowledge, practice, and deepen new knowledge. It helps students generate and test hypotheses. And it involves events enacted in the spot as engaging students, recognizing adherence to rules and procedures, establishing and maintaining effective relationships with students, and communicating high expectation for all students. So the second domain is planning and preparing. It involves planning and preparing for lessons, for use of technology, for needs of students receiving special education, and for needs of students who lacked support of schooling. So we have the third domain, which is reflecting on teaching. Evaluating personal performance such as identifying areas of pedagogical strength and weaknesses. Developing, implementing, and monitoring a professional growth plan. So we have the last domain, which is collegiality and professionalism. Promoting positive interaction with colleagues, students, and parents. Seeking mentorship for areas of need or interest. Mentoring other teachers and sharing ideas and strategies. Adhering to school rules and procedures, and participating in school initiative. So the goal of this model is that an expectation that all teachers can increase their expertise from year to year, which produces gains in student achievement from year to year with a powerful cumulative effect.
Good day everyone. My name is Gisami Almini Toroba. I am the second presenter and I am going to continue the discussion of Miss Joel. Charlotte Danielson Framework for Teaching. Understanding the 4 domains. Domain 1, Planning and Preparation. Demonstrating knowledge of content and pedagogy. Demonstrating knowledge of student. Setting instructional outcomes. Demonstrating knowledge of resources. Designing coherent instruction. Designing student assessment. And Domain 2, Classroom Environment. creating an environment of respect and effort, establishing a culture for learning, managing classroom procedures, managing student behavior, organizing physical space. In Domain 3, instructions communicating with student, using questionings and distractions, techniques engaging students in learning, using assessment and instructions, demonstrating flexibility and responsiveness. In Domain 4, professionals' responsibilities, reflecting on teachings, maintaining accurate records, communicating with families, participating in the professional community, growing and developing professionally, showing professionalism. Charlotte Danielsons created the framework for teaching in 1996 to identify what good teachers do to improve student learning. Charlotte Danielson's framework for teaching FFT provides a common expectation of what excellent teaching looks like. This framework is used to support instructional improvement. The expectation through research, observation, and experimentation have proven to enhance students' learning. Schools use the framework to guide professionals' development, goal setting, and instructional coaching. Jim Strange Teacher Effectiveness Performance Evaluation System. 7 performance standards. First, professional knowledge. Second, instructional planning. Third, instructional delivery. Fourth, assessment of or for learning. Fifth, the learning environment. Sixth, professionalism. Maintains a commitment to professional ethics, communicates effectively, and takes responsibility for and participate in professional growth that results in enhanced learning. Seventh, student progress. The work of the teachers result in acceptable, measurable, and appropriate student academic progress. The main goal of Jem Strauss concludes his work by recognizing that all teachers and all classrooms are unique, and there is no one way for guaranteeing teachers' effectiveness. Rather, achieving effectiveness is a continuous process of teacher reflection, adjustment, and growth focused on the universal qualities identified in the 6 domains above. And as Strauss so clearly states, the ultimate proof of effectiveness is student success. When students learn and succeed, teachers succeed. Teachers' evaluation standards. The Mackerel model or the mid-continent research for education and learning. First, teachers demonstrate leaderships. Lead in their classrooms, demonstrate leadership in the schools, lead the teaching professions, advocate for schools and students, demonstrate high ethical standard. Second, teachers establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students. Third, teachers know the content they teach. Fourth, teachers facilitate learning for their students. Fifth, teachers reflect on their practices. The intended purpose of Mackerel's teachers' evaluations system is to assess the teacher's performance in relation to the professional teaching standards and to guide the creation of a plan for professional growth. The principal or evaluator, with the active participation of the teacher, will conduct the evaluation process to the use of teacher self-assessment, reflection, presentation of artifacts, and classrooms demonstration. The main task of the professional teacher is to teach. Why? Because they provide everything just to teach students so that they can gain learning and improve their skills and weaknesses. Even though they have a difficult situation or professions, but professional teachers is our hero because we will not be what we are without them. Teaching competence is spelled out in the PPST and in the 4 models of effective teaching given in the preceding paragraphs. Teaching competence is spelled out in the PPST and in the 4 models of effective teaching given in the preceding paragraphs. This means that he or she has to teach effectively. He or she has to, number 1, prepare and plan very well for instruction. Number 2, execute or deliver the instruction plan very well. Number 3, create a conducive or favorable learning environment for diverse groups of learners. Number 4, assist and report learners' progress. Number 5, demonstrate professionalism as he or she deals with superiors, colleagues, students, and parents. Of course, bilang mga guro, dapat alam mo kung ano ang magiging content mo sa loob ng klase. Organize at planado na lahat bago ka pumasok sa klase. Dahil kung hindi mo alam kung ano ang gagawin mo, mahirapan ka at magkukonsume ka ng oras just to prepare and plan everything. Dapat alam mo na talaga lalong-lalo na kung paano mo pakikitunguhan ang mga magulang, coworkers at student mo dahil hindi mo mababasa ang takbo ng kanilang mga iniisip. Dapat alam mo kung paano mo sila pakikisamahan pagkatapos na yung klase, dapat may assessment kang gagawin dahil dito mo masusukat kung may natutunan o naging affected ka ba sa klase mo ngayong araw upang ito'y magiging batayan mo sa susunod pang mga araw. Mahirap man pero kinakailangan dahil modelo ka at mataas ang tanaw sa iyo ng matao kaya tusayan at ipakita mo na mahirap man ngunit lumalaban. Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or PPST. Recognize the importance of mastery of content, knowledge, and its interconnectedness within and across curriculum areas. Provide learning environment that are safe, secure, fair, and supportive in order to promote learner responsibility and achievements. Establish learning environment that are responsive to learner diversity. Interact with the national and local curriculum requirements. Applying a variety of assessment tools and strategies in monitoring, evaluating, documenting, and reporting learners' needs, progress, and achievements. Establish schools community partnerships aims to enriching the learning environment. Value personal growth and professional development and exhibit high personal regards for the profession by maintaining qualities that uphold the dignity of teaching. In short, ang character o standard ng bawat guro ay hindi lamang para sa kanilang pansariling desisyon, ngunit bilang isang professional na guro ay may alituntunin o patakaran na dapat o sinusunod rin nila. Hindi dahil sa guro ay naaayon na lahat sa kanilang desisyon. Subalit marami rin silang sinusunod at ginagawa, lalong-lalo na sa loob ng paaralan. Ginagawa nila lahat para sa kaligtasan ng bawat mag-aaral, minomonitor nila kung ano na ang antas ng kaalaman ng bawat mag-aaral. In short, ginagawa ng bawat guro ang kanilang responsibilidad bilang guro hindi man madali ngunit kinakailangan upang malaman din ng lahat na may guro pang tumutugon sa kanilang sinimulang tungkulin. Professionalism, the hallmark of a professional. The Code of Ethics for Public Schools Teachers adopted in Section 7 of Republic Act 4670 explains professional conduct. It behoves every teacher to assume and maintain professional attitude to his work and in dealing with his associate in the profession. It should be his self-imposed and duty to constantly improve himself professionally. Criticism, when necessary, should clearly reflect friendly motivation and is sincere to uphold the standard and dignity of the profession. In dealing with his pupils or student, the teacher should be ever strive to be professionally correct, friendly, and sympathetic. That's all for our discussions. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions and clarifications, just comment on our Google class.